Okay, welcome Valkyrie fans. So we got another win. Got another win. I broke out the violet shirt for this video because we revealed our new mascot, Violet the Raven. I was kind of shocked. Well, not shocked. That's the wrong word. I was surprised that it was a bird. I was expecting like a woman warrior with a, but someone was making some comments in Facebook that the raven is very associated with the Valhalla warrior, whatever. But it was cute. I mean, the kids will love it and that are at the games. And, I don't know if you want something that menacing. And it took her forever to make a basket, but finally got it. So that was kind of cool. But you know what? Most important thing, we got the win. Raining threes. That was nice to see. We were a little spotty, for lack of a better word. The offense wasn't really flowing that much. And then the defense wasn't as relentless as it was against the Sparks in the last game. So hopefully that will come back next game because we're going to need that against the Mystics. But, this was step number 1 of a 3-part of being able to take care of business and beating the teams that are lower in the standings than us. We have the Mystics next, then we have Chicago, and then we have Atlanta. The Atlanta game will be a tough one, but we beat them once, and we're very close the other time when we lost to them. But they're coming here, if I'm not mistaken. We played them twice in Atlanta. They got to come here now. So I'm hoping that will make a difference, and I'm also hoping that Mo Billings will be back by then. We definitely need her rebounding. But defensively, we left Nelson Adota wide open. She hit like threes, and who else do we leave open? Oh, Morrow. And then Aaliyah Edwards came in for Connecticut, and she was aggressive down low, and she was beating us to the boards. I mean, it didn't hurt us, but, if the score was closer, that could have hurt us. We don't want to be doing that. So the Valkyries get the win, 74-57 over the Connecticut Sun, and we got it as high as, I think, 21. And really nice to see Kate Martin got in, and she has just been not hitting her threes. And she got in there, and she hit 2. One of them ended up getting discounted because the shot clock had gone off, and it was still in her hand. They showed it in the replay. But, it was it was nice to see her making her shots. So, hopefully that will continue. And, boy, I want to see I can't wait to see our 3-point shooting percentage. It had to be pretty high. That was 39%, 13 for 33. I thought it was higher than that. It seemed higher than that. We hit a lot of them. Let's see, we had 4 people in double figures. Tiffany Hayes at 17, Cece, or Chechi. They call her Chechi. I don't know why Chechi instead of Cece, but we'll go with Chechi. Chechi had 17, Salon had 16, and Ilana Repair had 10. She hit a couple of threes. Let's see. Yeah, she hit 2. She was 2 for 4. Hayes was 3 for 6. Zandalacini was 3 for 8, and Salon was 4 for 7 on the 3-point shots. So that's good. We got out rebounded though. Morrow had 14 rebounds. She was definitely a menace under the boards, and Aaliyah Edwards had 5. But she only played 18 minutes, so she wasn't in there as much. Nelson Adota, Connecticut had 2 players in double figures. Nelson Adota had 12. I guess one of her shots wasn't a 3, because I thought she hit at least 2 of them, but it says 1. But she shot 100%. She made every shot she put up. She was 5 for 5 overall, 1 for 1 3-point shots. And then Anisha Morrow had 13 points. And that was it for Connecticut. Rivers had 9. Lacan had 6. Marina Mabry only scored 3 points. She was 0 for in all her 3-point shots. She was 0 for 6. So we held her in check. But we left a couple people like Morrow and Adota, we left wide open. Nobody went out on her. It was after the first one, it was like, somebody going to go out and get her? But you know what? As long as we got the win, I didn't really... this one, I definitely not expecting what happened last time. That one was just a red-eye, exhausted team against someone who was playing really well. That was their best game of the season and our worst. So I knew that wouldn't happen again. So we had... okay, so... we outscored them 14-10 in the first, 18-16 in the second, 23-18 in the third, and then 19-13 in the fourth. So we outscored them every single quarter. But, there were times where Connecticut was coming back, and I was like, oh, come on. But they just make me nervous sometimes when we have some times where, you get Temi cut into the basket, and we get her, and she gets a layup, and then... Tiffany Hayes missed a couple of layups going in. I mean, great drives, but one of them they showed on the replay that she got hit right in the face, and they didn't call it. But it's okay. Would that have been nice to have? Yeah, but it wasn't going to make a difference in the game, except I don't know. But we shot 41% overall, 39% from 3. Which I actually thought we'd be in the 40s easily there. But, because we hit an awful lot of threes. We hit 13 threes. Connecticut hit 5. They shot 20% from 3. And overall they shot 34%. So, but they out-rebounded us. Let's see what the turnovers were. Connecticut had 14 turnovers. We only had 8. So... that's a good thing. Keep anything under 10 is a good thing. Points in the paint were even. We had our biggest lead was 20 points. They led early in the game. That didn't make a difference. We had 15 bench points. They had 20. They went to their bench pretty early, though, because this is a back-to-back for them. So, like, Tina Charles didn't play. And, Nelson Adota stepped up. I mean, she played halfway decent for them. I mean, she shot perfectly. So let's see. We held Mabry. She ended up with 3 turnovers, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. She was 1 for 7 overall, and she hit a foul shot. That was on a technical foul. Forget what it was. Oh, Zandalacini must have said something to her. But knowing Mabry, she probably said something to her first, and they just happened to catch Chechi saying something back to her. But that got a technical, and Mabry, she... shot that one. So Anisha Morrow, 13 points, 14 rebounds. She was 5 for 13, 1 for 3 from 3, and she was 2 for 2 from the foul line. Nelson Adota, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. She was perfect from the floor. Bria Hartley was only 1 for 9. She didn't shoot well for them. 3 points, she just hit a 3-point shot. 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 rebound. Lacan has been playing really well, but she didn't shoot well this game. We have that knack on a lot of teams. Our defense usually forces people into not shooting well. Although, I got to say, this game, our defense did not look as menacing as it usually does. But it was good enough to win, so I'm not going to, harp on that. So Hartley had 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Lacan, she was 2 for 10, 0 for 5 from 3. She had 3 assists and 1 turnover. Rivers had 9 points. She was 1 for 2 from 3, 4 for 7 overall. So she played well. 5 rebounds. She's very, very quick. I'm surprised she doesn't use that to blow by people, because she could blow by people. I don't know why she doesn't do that. She had a block, a turnover, and an assist, and 5 rebounds. Torre, who used to play for us, she hit a 3. So she had 3 points. She had 2 assists and 1 turnover. And then that was it for them. So they scored 57 points. That's 2 games in a row we kept teams under 60 points. So that's cool. That's cool. So 4 players. Salon was 6 for 10 overall, 4 for 7 from 3, 16 points. Veronica Burton had 10 assists, but she only took 3 shots. She was 3 for 4 from the line. That's too bad. She could have got a double-double. She had 6 rebounds, too. Tiffany Hayes, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. She had 2 turnovers. She was 6 for 13. 3 for 6 from 3. Yeah, Salon hit 4 threes. Zandalacini 3. Tiffany Hayes 3. Repair 2. Kate Martin 1. Would have been 2 if that other one had counted. But she had 3 points. Carla didn't score in this game either. Our point guards didn't do much in the scoring department. So, anyway, you know what? This is the first rung in the games that we need to handle our business. So we have, let's see. So New York is playing the Sparks. That's going to be key in, the loss column. And then Indiana's playing Dallas. With the people that Indiana have out, that Dallas game may be interesting. They were close last time, but I don't know where it is. It doesn't say where it is. Not sure where that's happening. So then on Wednesday, we play the Washington Mystics. We got to handle our business. We got to beat them. And then we have the Aces. The Aces are playing the Liberty Wednesday also. Well, that means the Liberty has a back-to-back. So they've got 2 tough games. That's not those aren't given wins for them. So they got to play the Sparks, and then next day they play the Aces. That's not going to be easy for them. But it'd be cool if they can beat the Aces, because then we're tied with them in the loss column, because they'll have 15 losses, and so will we. They'd be 18, and if they lose that game, they'll be 18 and 15, and we'll be and we win, we'll be 17 and 15. So then you also have Atlanta playing Seattle, so that could have ramifications too. So then Friday we play Chicago, and these are road trip games, so we should take care of business there. So if we get those 3 games, and these other teams have, the Aces on Friday have to play, Phoenix, and Seattle's playing Atlanta again. These are games that these teams could possibly lose. I mean, they might very well lose. And then Indiana's playing Washington. And, who knows what's going to happen with that game. So, let's see. Then we play Atlanta. That's going to be the tough one. But it's going to be here at home. And I don't know if Atlanta lost Jordan Canada today. They may have lost her. It looked like a pretty serious injury. So while I wish her well, I hope she doesn't come back till after our game. So, and then Phoenix is playing Seattle. There's a lot of tough games coming up that these other teams could lose, which could, if we take care of business, that could help us tremendously. Then our next game after that, then we play Phoenix. Then we've got the back-to-backs with Phoenix. Or not back-to-back games, but we play them. And then there are our next 2 games in a row, 1 home and 1 away. So I was hoping that we could split with them. But we'll see. They played a really tough game against Atlanta. They ended up losing. But Phoenix is very hit and miss. Like sometimes they look like world beaters, and then other times, I don't know. But then after the 2 Phoenix games, we play Dallas, which we should win that game. And then, let's see. And then we play the Mystics again. So, and then Indiana. So Caitlin Clark might be back by then. That's the end of the month. So that's the month of August. So that will wrap up the month of August. You know what? And if we could just beat the teams we're supposed to beat and hold our own, maybe split with Phoenix, that'd be great. We're going to be in really good shape. we'll be in really good shape. So let's hope no injuries, and we just play solid. And, you know, we hold our own. We might be able to move up another spot or two. So, but it could also go the other way. So, all right, everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.